Oppa Gundam style. I stuttered so bad.
It's like your own body was holding you back from saying it.
It's because I feel like I'm like the person, you know, the Oppa. Did you know about Oppa Romney style or whatever? It's just like if you're saying it without being Psy, you just sound wrong.
You just sound. It's like there's too many layers of irony surrounding it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't say it without, like, getting your brain flooded with images of Oppa homeless style.
Yeah.
Well, hey, welcome back, Oppa Gundam style. Welcome back to WoW. Cool Robot show. How was your week, Morg?
A show.
A show.
It's good. My week has been, still working, still doing it. Despite everything, I'm still me. Despite robot wars, I'm still me.
Now, what if Metaton had to fight a war?
Oh, no!
I don't think he would. I think he would say, no, I won't do this, actually.
Yeah, no. Don't make him fight.
That's a big theme of this episode, these episodes today, don't make them fight.
Don't make them fight.
Don't make them fight.
Metaton, I changed my Animal Crossing theme to be a Metaton song, so that's fun.
Is it Death by Glamour, or is it the other one?
It's Death by Glamour.
That's maybe my favorite Undertale song.
Yeah, that's a good one. The other one you were thinking was Metal Crusher, probably.
Thank you, yeah. I know the names of most of that soundtrack, but not all.
Because everyone that came to my town didn't recognize that I was trying to rickroll them, so I gave up.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So you did give them up. You did let them down.
Yeah, I did.
Well, shall we talk about our latest batch of episodes of I almost said Mobile Suit Gundam.
Metalton Gundam.
Metaton Gundam.
Yes. So. I believe the first episode is called The Core Fighter's Escape.
It sure is. We get some jet content in this one.
Yeah, and Amuro's flying a jet instead of Gundam.
Yeah, I always forget that the core fighter is just a Gundam torso that's like unfolded.
Yeah, that's very weird. I didn't really register it until they did the Gundaming.
Until you show it. I remember they show it in the title, like the theme song. And they definitely showed it earlier on, but so it's like a modular sort of thing, which is kind of a cool idea.
The theme song's real good, but I skipped it this time because I wanted to get to the meat of it. So
yeah, we're in it now. Like, things are happening. So yeah, we see White Blaze. We see White Blaze flying around. We see Sayla and the rest of the teens taking care of all the olds on the ship.
Oh man, the olds fucking go crazy this episode, let me tell you.
It's an octogenarian's world and we're just living in it.
It's true.
They're still on the run from Xeon since they're still in Xeon airspace. And they're like, well, we can't go into orbit to escape and go a different part of Earth. We don't have enough power for that. So they're putting their brains together and they're going to say, hey, why don't we just route power only to the catapult to launch Core Fighter out, and maybe Core Fighter can run ahead to HQ and request support.
Yeah,
a decent plan.
A decent plan, but there's some kinks in the way.
There's some kinks. We see Garma and his boyfriend Char checking out the Gundam specs.
Yeah, they're just damn, Gundam's fucking wild. Why is this Gundam so fucking wild?
They feel the same way about this robot as Kaiba does with Obelisk.
Oh, yeah.
It's they both love it and they both hate it. They it's a very cool robot, but it's also just It's like a little too much to handle.
Yeah, they're like slightly less Kaiba though. You know, they're slightly less fucking wild.
That's a level that like nobody can attain.
Yeah, no. He's a very special boy. The old people are like, damn, I want to land.
I hate them so much.
I can't believe this ageist show. No.
Oh my god.
It's fucking making me hate some old people.
It's
but like I get it. Like, okay. So yes, the old people, the elderly, they want to land. They're like, okay, well, let's make a plan to get people to listen to us, and let's fucking take the children hostage. So yeah, that's the little, fun.
Like the Babby, they take the Babby trio.
They take the young trio that I never remember the names of. That always are like helping out or whining. Yeah,
it's Cats, Let's, and Kika.
Thank you. I got like most of the other characters down, but them I'm just like, baby trio.
Yep. I mean, like, their names aren't really that important. But we find out not only do they have the baby trio captive, but Frau Bo is like, damn, I feel bad for these kids. Take me captive too, so I can at least take care of the kids.
Yeah, and like Amuro's being told this by who tells him? It doesn't matter. Someone tells him.
I think it's Mira. It's someone through like the ship's like telecoms thing, I think.
And he has to like kind of ignore it in order to like get information about like actually piloting the core fighter.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck? Why don't you care about your friend?" And it's like, dude, I'm busy.
Yeah, Amuro. He says like I trust you guys. Like she's say like Frau's not a babby. The babbies are babby. Frau's not a babby. You can like she'll take care of herself. You'll take care of her. I gotta fly this cool jet. See ya.
He's right.
Amuro out.
And Kai's a fuck.
Oh god, Kai is just straight nasty in these episodes.
He sucks so much, dude.
He's so rude. He's like, bye Amuro, you're probably gonna get shot at. It's like, yeah, everyone just like starts calling him a loser and a coward.
And he's all like warning Amuro about like shit that he knows about already. It's like, dude, Amuro's like been in the field more than you. Like, yeah, no offense.
Kai's been in like the gun tank one time, and I think that was it.
Yeah.
Like Kai definitely has like this like snake energy where he's just like he's part of the main crew, but he's just like so sneaky and like always tries to get out of doing stuff. I don't care for him one bit.
And see, like, I'm someone who likes a bastard and an anti-hero, but he was just frustrating me too much.
Yeah.
There's, like, a difference, you know?
Right, yeah. He's on the other side of the line for that one.
I'm actually, like, very curious, like, if he has some kind of, like... Redemption, and or if he doesn't, I want to know, like, the people who like him. Like, I want to know why. But I'm also like,
Yeah, we're on Kai Watch 2020. Send us your Kai takes. We gotta figure this fool out.
Gotta figure him out.
But Char figures these fools out because he and his Xeon folk are like, hey, they're gonna launch something at that white base. We gotta go intercept it. So they go in like one of the re-entry shuttles for whatever reason. It's not like a real fighter, but it's like Char and someone else are just like going to take it. I love that Char is always going out in the field because he just like wants to get rid of these stupid Earth Federation people so badly.
He just really wants to go all the time. Char is just on.
He's just on 24/7. He's like, where's Amuro? Take me to him. Garma's probably really jealous about their relationship.
Probably a little.
But so yeah, he's like runs off to try and intercept the core fighter. We get a little shot of Garma twirling his hair in his fingers and saying Char hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah,
they're boyfriends.
They're boyfriends. Oh man, no, they're boyfriends, but there's no relationship with Amuro because he's only a child. He's a baby.
Yeah,
I constantly forget he's baby.
He's baby. They're like 15. I think Char and Garma are probably also teens.
I assumed like 17, 18 maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like they're in love. We love them.
They're in love. They're bickering.
These Xeon boys. a lover's quarrel.
Lots of quarreling.
Speaking of quarreling,
is this the hostage stuff still happening? Like so Bright's like, is this? Sorry, I'm getting my scenes mixed up because I'm just like all these old people just like moving around. Like I don't remember if this is in the bridge or if it's like
no. This is before then. This is when he like has all the guns trained out on him.
Yeah, so that's a lot. But they're like trying to get the kids away from the old people who took them hostage. And the old people are all like, we had to take them hostage in order for you guys to listen to us.
And they like just reiterate, we want to go to Earth. It's like
we know
is how bad. Yeah, they don't say anything new. They don't give us new information. All they're doing is just like, please take us to Earth. The Sizzler is having a sale. You don't buy things at a Sizzler. I tried to go old. My mind just like couldn't get there.
What the fuck is a Sizzler, dude?
It's like a buffet for old people, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think we have those here.
Please let me go to Earth. It's bingo night.
Let me go to the old country buffet.
Jeopardy's almost on. Jeopardy's not an old person show. I watch Jeopardy. It's good.
But they're just like frustrating because it's like, yes, they know you want to be like landed and on Earth, but it's
just
like,
clam down.
Do you want to be in Xeon territory? And spoilers, they do.
Think about this for 3 seconds, people.
Spoilers, they do want to be in Xeon territory.
Yeah, really. So we cut to the launch of Amuro and the core fighter, and like he mentions earlier, they're like, do you have any experience with this jet? And he's like, in the simulations, and they say good enough, and they launch him and he just immediately passes out.
Yeah, he passes out. I was like, did he fall asleep? I was like, what the fuck? Did he
all the G's? Sure
if he fell asleep or if he was knocked out by the G's. It was kind of especially because he talks about how tired he is in later episodes, but yeah.
he just has narcolepsy.
Hey,
he can handle the G's just fine. He was just really, really sleepy.
I don't know. It's just like
this is what I will choose to believe.
Ryu or whatever, like, didn't have a lot of experience and didn't get knocked out.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ryu. Look, Amuro has to fill the quota of like not doing so hot these days, Chief.
True.
No one else is like on his level. So Amuro's launched. We see like the Xeon ships are starting to like shoot at him. So White Base is like going to try and fire missiles back at the Xeon ships, but there's too many Minovsky particles in the atmosphere, so they like are at 30% tracking capability or what have you. So it's just like everyone's just shooting like without any care for the world. They're just like firing missiles because it's cool and they like to do it.
And they're like trying to distract him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and like Amuro finally wakes up and all this, and he's like, "Oh, Char's here. I'm gonna get his ass." Like immediately forgetting the mission.
I mean, it's kind of what he has to do. Maybe not exactly, but like
it's a sub goal.
Yeah. Okay. When's the part where Bright punches Kai? Because that's good. I mean, it's bad, but it's good.
No, yeah. So Amuro like they order Amuro to leave, like go back to White Base because he's not going to do well in combat. And then we cut to the bridge, and Kai is still being an asshole, and Bright just like decks him, and he like flies across the floor. It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Dude, Kai sucks. He had it coming. I want to see him get punched again.
Honestly, I was like, man, am I supposed to be rooting for him to get punched? Probably. But
I'm afraid that like, I mean, this is probably not going to happen, but like, what if Kai is just like so sick of having to be nice that he just joins Xeon?
Oh no.
I mean, I really don't know. I do not know what happens, but like, I would not be surprised if Kai was like, I'm evil now, bye.
But it's like, dude, you're gonna have to put yourself in danger regardless of what side you're on.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a theme. Probably not.
Nah,
It's probably nothing.
it's probably nothing.
And like, and after Bright punches him, he threatens. He's like, "If you do this again, I'm gonna dump you out into the airlock."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm gonna make you leave this ship. I don't care if we're in space when we do it."
Yeah, it was good.
It's good.
Bright's my friend now.
Bright might be my favorite character of the show. He's really, really cool.
And then they're like, okay, so I guess we kind of need Gundam, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Not core flyer, fighter, whatever the fuck it's called. But Amuro's like, aerial battle, but Gundam isn't a ground combat weapon. But so I kept spelling aerial wrong, so I was like, aerial, but Gundam is a sans comic weapon.
Gundam uses impact font.
Aerial, but Gundam isn't a fish, so there you go. That's my joke for the day.
Pretty good.
I'm out of jokes.
That's it. No more humor. Sorry,
everyone.
So like he's in the core fighter. It folds back up. It becomes Gundam's belly button. We get like a pretty cool inspirational speech from Sayla because like he's like I'm still not that experienced, and she's like, who cares? No one's experienced. No one's fighting with much certainty. But like you're talented. Everyone believes in you. Go get him, Tiger.
Hell yeah.
I like Sayla. Sayla's cool. She's probably not an important character.
No, but I like her, and there's some like hints of maybe being important, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like it's very, very subtle. You see.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's more. She's more like a character probably to give Char some like complexity.
Yeah,
which is annoying and very common in media.
Yeah, I don't want complexity in these shows. I want to see the robot.
I meant more like using women as like a way to make the men more complex. But yeah, it's that too.
Right. No, I mean I don't know. I mean, other than like Goof's aside, I feel like they'll probably do a lot more with Sayla later on, just because like, you know, they foreshadow a lot in the very first episode, so it's like clearly something's going to go on with her.
True.
So Sayla gives a speech.
She is really cool. She holds a gun.
We get it. Yeah, and she holds a gun, and Amuro holds a Gundam, and we get a very, very funny scene of like, so like they're flying through the atmosphere, right? Amuro basically is in the Gundam now. He peeks out of the landing bay and like starts firing pot shots out of it while he's like sort of hunkered down, like peeking around the corner.
Yeah.
He's shooting. Char's like, I have an idea. I'm gonna jump out of the Musai with my Zaku.
And he does.
And he does it.
The scary music around this part is fucking good as hell.
I don't know if it plays Gallant Char in this part, but it plays it like in all three. It's played it in like literally every episode we've seen so far. It's like when the trumpets go like.
Yeah, but that's not the part I'm talking about. I do love that part. It's like scary music. It's like 18 minutes in. I don't know.
Ooh. All right, I'll have to check that out. The music in the show is very good. I like it. It's very like trumpet heavy. It's very groovy. Yeah. So Amuro's like, well, if he's gonna jump out in the Zaku, I gotta jump out in my Gundam.
And he does, and he has like a minute and like something before he hits
minute 20. Yeah. And
no pressure.
Char says, what they call free fall on Earth isn't as free as the name suggests. What do you mean, bro?
Damn. Makes you think. I
mean, Char's like just trying to sound cool at this point. He just wants to own he wants to own Amuro in every way possible. So this is the part with we have the old people on the bridge.
Yeah, the old people sit down because they're protesting.
They're doing a sit-in.
They're protesting on the bridge. They're like, take us to fucking Earth now. I don't care. I don't care that we're in Zeon territory. Fuck you. Take us to Earth. And they're like, I guess. So...
Is it like, can you not look outside right now and see the Zeon commander skydiving in his big red robot?
Yeah.
The red comet is literally 50 feet away in the air, and you want to go out? Okay, do it. I dare you.
All right, fine.
We will open the airlock. So this part I think I got confused by. I think like So we see Char land on the ground. He like fires his thrusters to sort of slow his descent. But then we see Amuro climb back into White Base. So like, did White Base like descend with Amuro so he would be able to just like sort of float back in before he hit the ground? I have no idea what happened here.
I'm not sure what happened there either. Because this is like before the jumping and stuff. That's in like the next episode, I think, right?
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know.
It doesn't really...
I'd like to... Yeah, who knows?
I'm not sure. I'm... They might have just been like, let's reuse some animation. It's fine.
Probably.
It's fine.
No one will make a podcast about this and scrutinize it.
Yeah.
What kind of person would do such a thing?
Fucking freaks.
So Char is having a normal one now.
Yeah. He's like, so the Gundam is modular type with a fighter at its core. And it fucking changes based on the situation that it's put in.
And Char, like, is just like, the whole screen goes like blue shifted, and there's like the scary, spooky, like blue background. And Char's like, what the fuck, dude?
He's like, what kind of fucking monstrosity are we fighting?
It's like,
what's this bullshit?
Yeah, Char is like very afraid of this. Like, I don't know. It's very funny. I know we get more backstory on like how scary Gundam actually is, like in different series, I think. But it's just like, means I know very little about Gundam, but I do know that at one point Amuro gets the nickname White Devil.
Oh,
so
interesting.
And I'm sure that name is meaningless.
I'm sure it means nothing. You know, the thing with the horns, the white thing with the horns on its head. It's
probably fine. It's just a cool robot you see.
That's all it is.
So Char's like, all right, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna like come back to Zeon. Like, I don't want to mess with these guys anymore. So now, like, once again, the seniors are at it again, and they're like demanding to be let off in Zeon territory. Bright's like, please calm down. We're like Federation territory is a stone's throw away. And like one of them says, who's going to guarantee our safety? It's like, what have we been doing the entire time?
I mean, I get it, kind of. Like, you know, because of how the show is framed, it's like, we're gonna take Bright's side, but at the same time, it's like, you know, if I was put in a situation and I didn't know what was going on, I'd be like, hey, when are we landing? Am I gonna go home?
I mean,
like, I would like to think I'm maybe a little more with it, that I would know it's unsafe. But
right, yeah, it's like I get the point they're making, and like I empathize with them because like, yeah, they're like probably scared for their lives right now. Yeah. But at the same time, like, I have the wherewithal to look around and be like, okay, we are in an active war zone. Like, maybe leaving right this moment is not the best course of action, maybe?
Yeah, these stubborn older people, unfortunately, feel very, like, real to life, especially right now.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Currently.
Especially in 2020. Oof. Ooh, ow, oof.
I, like, wrote a bad note about that, and I was like, no. I don't want to talk about this.
Not for the funny comedy podcast.
Not for the funny. Not for the funny comedy podcast where we talk about war and the terrors of war.
And a cool robot.
It's extremely funny.
We get a line from them saying, how could a child know how the old feel? When like Amuro comes back in and starts snapping at them. And he's like, you are so selfish right now. Like, we are risking our lives to try and save you. And they're like, but I want to go to Wendy's. I want to dip my fries in the Frosty. I want to get an egg cream at the diner. I'm turning into like a Half-Life scientist. Hello, Gordon.
What to see my little boy?
Here he comes. Here he comes.
God damn it. I mean, actually, food, though, is actually, like, something that keeps coming up, so...
Yeah!
Interesting that,
It's as if the writers know what they're writing about.
Maybe.
I'm thinking about it. So that's the episode. I got nothing else for that one. Do you?
No, because
Cool.
I want to lead into the next episode because the food stuff is in it. No, that's the third episode. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm getting goofies.
Episode 8, George R.R. Martin's Winds of War.
God damn it. There's not enough death for it to be by him. Haha.
Haha. JK, owned. So, White Base, once again, I feel like every single episode just starts with White Base doing something funny. Like, they're flying through mountains, they like keep on bumping into rocks and stuff.
Yeah, because they're like trying to use the mountains as like a way to like hide themselves by using these bullshit particles that they keep talking about and like barely explaining. Minovsky particles. To hide them from radar because they like bounce off the mountains or some shit. And I'm like, damn, I wouldn't know shit about these particles if I didn't listen to like a few episodes of Partisan. Like, they do not explain, and only I mean, they kind of are the bullshit part. Like, they kind of are that. Like, that is
they're plot particles.
They're plot particles, but it's still just like I would be scratching my head a lot more. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Right? Yeah. So we see there's like a crying kid and his mom. Who, like, you know, he's not having a good time because it's being jostled so much. And this kid is named Coley. He's just like, the kid and mom are sort of our like main characters in this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what does Amuro say to Sayla when he sees the kid crying?
He's just like, are all mothers like that? And I was like, oh, on Mother's Day? So we're recording on Mother's Day also. Mm-hmm. So that's fun.
It's topical,
and it was like, guess Amuro hasn't seen or known his mother for a long time. Yeah. And so that's fun. Good stuff.
Oof, owie. So yeah, at this point we learn like the mountains, like they're in this canyon, which is bouncing off the Minovsky particles. And in the show they call it the Great Canyon.
Yep. They sure do.
But you in modern day, the world might know it as the Grand Canyon because they're in the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, I looked it up, and like at least according to the Gundam wiki, like they're in the Grand Canyon.
So we're hanging out in Arizona. We get our favorite character, the old people, once again. They're like, please let us off. And Bright is like, oh my god, fine. If you will shut up for like 1 minute, we will try and figure out a way to get you off this stupid ship. And he's like, how about a ceasefire with Zeon? That'll surely work. And
it kind of does.
And it actually does, because Bright is the best character in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like the mom shows up again with her son, and she's like, we want to see like his father's hometown. It's like, you know, it's important to us. We're on Earth. We gotta, like, you know, we're Earthlings. We don't belong in space in a weird horse ship. But yeah, Zeon is like, yeah, we'll do a ceasefire, sure.
They're like, fine. Civilians, I guess, are fine. Whatever. Fucking, I like forgot to take notes while they were doing this, but they like had made a plan with like, so they were like, okay, we're gonna like put the people down and we're gonna like sneak some soldiers onto this ship and a Gundam.
Yeah.
And we're gonna like pretend that the ship is falling. They like blow a hole in it and like put some fake smoke out of it while it's flying. Makes it look damaged, so they like emergency land, quote unquote. And Char's like sus, and rightfully so.
He's thinking.
He's like,
Garma
I think I'm being
like,
paranoid.
it's fine.
Yeah, Char's like, I guess I'm paranoid. I don't know. Fine, whatever. And they do it. They land.
While they're landing, there's this one part I wanted to mention that, like, I was like, wow, this is actually, like, kind of a really cool scene. We see Amuro and Frau and a couple of the other main characters in, like, the cargo hold of the refugee ship.
Yeah.
And Frau waves, and Amuro's like, don't do that, like, don't draw attention. But then, like, it pans over, we see Coley, the little kid, waving. And, like, at this point, there's a Zeon sort of, like, shuttle ship, like, escorting them. And the Zeon soldiers are like, hey, the kid's waving, let's wave back. And I'm like, they're humanizing the enemy. They're like, these Zeon soldiers are, like, not, you know, faceless goons. They're just, like, people. It's like, huh, this is, like, pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. And they're like, they like continue to be people throughout the episode too.
Yeah, I really like these episodes because of these guys.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, they land the shuttle, make it look like an emergency landing, like using smoke bombs and whatnot. And the refugees are like on this little boat. And then we see Frau and two of the other characters get jetpacks and like start flying back to the main ship. So the shuttle starts following them. But as they're flying off, they sort of notice that the mom and the kid are going a different direction than the other refugees. Like they're going to go to St. Angus,
yeah,
which is the town where the dad was from.
Yeah, they're going to try to find it and see if it's still like there.
Yeah. And like at this point, they notice they're flying up. They're like, wow, this lake didn't used to be here before. And Ryu's like, it's a blast crater. That's not important, you see. I'm just saying that because I want to exposit.
Yeah.
So at this point, the pilots are like, we're getting a little worried about the other two that went off. Like, let's go back to check on them and like see if they're doing okay.
Yeah. So they turn around, and this is like when Amuro is like trying to get into Gundam and like to come out to do like to finish this sneak attack plans, but like. And so they're like, oh no, they noticed us, except they didn't. But they're just trying to like see if the mom and kid are okay.
Yeah.
But
it's just it does a really good job, like what they're trying to show here.
Yeah, and like we keep cutting to the two Zeon guys, and like one of them is like, yeah, I mean, we gotta help them, right? Like we gotta make sure that the woman's okay. Like we have family back home. Like Char doesn't quite get it. He doesn't have a family, you know.
Yeah, like they won't understand the troubles of family men like us.
Yeah.
So like they sneak out the Gundam, and then Amuro sees them flying back, and he's like, uh-oh, like they're going towards the refugees. I'm gonna go check them out. And everyone's like, don't do that, Amuro. And he's like, I'm gonna do it. And he does, and then he sees like, and we get a very, very tense shot of like the Zeon escort ship flying over, and they drop something that looks like a giant grenade, and you're like, oh my god, are they gonna kill him? But then a parachute pops out, and like you see supplies pour out of it, and it's it's such a good part. Oh my god, I love this show so much.
It's very good, and it's very like it very like humanizes like both sides of the war, you know. And it's like,
right,
hey, like you're just fighting other people, and like even at like some point, like, yeah, no matter who wins or loses, there'll be more widows.
Yeah,
and like
it's
that
like
sucks.
Yeah, it's oof.
It's
so
it's rough.
It's rough, and they start flying back, and Amuro like sneaks behind a rock. But then, like as they fly away, the sun glints off of Gundam's eye, and they see the glint, and they start turning around, and Amuro is basically forced to shoot them down.
Yeah, he's like, oh, please don't look at me, but like they do, and he's like, fuck, guess I gotta.
Guess I'll kill.
Commit a crime. No, but
he shoots them down, but like they crash into the lake and they survive.
Yes.
Which is like I would be like, and again, it would be just as effective of a commentary if Amuro were to shoot them and like have them killed. But like I'm glad that they're alive.
I'm glad that they didn't. Like I was very like I was like, oh my god, he's gonna kill them, but they like didn't. Yeah.
No, thank God.
Like, oh. I'm soft, so I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, but like the cease of radio communication from the ship was called Big John, by the way, the little like shuttle ship, the refugee ship, or the Zeon escort rather. And the cease of communication is like, okay, they're not communicating. Let's attack. And Zeon sends out their tanks. They send out their like fighter squadrons, and the teens. We see them mobilize gun tank and a new friend.
A new Gundam is here called Gun Cannon. I got confused in the middle of it. I was like, wait, I thought Gun Cannon had tracks, but no, that's Gun Tank. Gun Tank is the one with treads. Treads, yes. Gun Cannon is like this little red guy. It's a little red Gundam. He's got some like big old cannons on his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, Gun Cannon.
He's just Red Gundam. It's Gun Cannon. We love Gun Cannon. Everyone's favorite character.
With everyone's least favorite character piloting it.
Yeah, I mean, like, at this point, I did feel a little bad for Kai, because he's, like, crying. He's freaking out. He's like, oh my god, there's, like, enemies all around me. Like, I'm going to die.
Yeah, I was like, wow, big mood. I, like, would also be crying.
That's the thing, too. It's like, there's so many, like, a lot of these characters, like, I really don't like, but then you see them get put in these impossible situations, and you're like, oh god, I empathize with you, because I have to, because it's like, no one should have to go through this. War is bad!
Oh, why? War? It's not good.
Not good. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. But he is like, wow, this is very strong, and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm still making them go down, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then like, at this point, Char realizes they're like, no, they definitely did hide something in that refugee ship. And, like, at that very moment, they're like, oh, sir, Gundam's behind enemy lines.
Yup. And he's like, oh, guess I'm right.
Guess I'm right. Get in, Garma. I love that the whole time Char is, like, trying to help Garma as little as possible. Just be like, yeah, I love you, my loving boyfriend, Garma, but, like, I want to see you get knocked down a peg.
Yeah, it was also, like, very, like, I don't want to hurt his pride. He's such a, like, baby about his pride.
And he wants to impress his sister all the time.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I wonder if this means anything.
Probably not.
I wonder if his sister's going to be important later because of how much she's talked about.
She's mentioned like every 5 minutes. Is very funny for a character we haven't met yet, but I know that we have to at some point. What if we just never meet her? What if we always get mentions of her?
That'd be so funny.
Like, I get the season finale is like, damn, Kaisili won't be happy about this. Let's see. So Amuro is like joining the fight. We see a cool scene of Mirai piloting White Base, and she's just like slightly moving it out of the way. So like Zeon's basically ends up shooting their own units as she's like dodging in this gigantic like spaceship. It's pretty sick. I like Mirai.
Mirai's awesome. She
hasn't really like done stuff yet. She hasn't, like, had character moments, but she's just, like, a very competent pilot.
I, want to see her more, Like, I want to see more character moments, because I'm like, damn, she's cool. But, like, She just feels like... I don't know.
I like that... I do like that all the women in the show are very competent.
Yeah, me too.
It's like, this sort of changes. I mean, like, not to be gender binary or anything, but it's like, I like that the women in the show are the competent ones, and, like, a lot of the men are, like, the ones who are like always in distress. Yes,
that is interesting, especially for like a show from the 80s.
From so long ago.
It's just an interesting dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I also wonder, especially because it was like before the time of like fucking. It was before the time of like there's like this thing of like super competent women and like certain writing now that's like a lot more common. That's actually like annoying because it's like, oh, they're not like characters, but like this is before that became
they're like too perfect. Yeah,
this is like before that became like a thing, and also they're like very much like they still make mistakes, and they're still like, we see a lot of like Frau Bo like waving and like accidentally almost revealing Amuro's position and stuff like that. Like they're still like people, which is nice.
They're written in a very human way, which I just really, really appreciate.
Yeah, I like that they're very human, even if they're like competent. But
I'm thinking this show is pretty good.
I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty cool to see the shield being used as a weapon.
Yeah, it's like Amuro just goes full Captain America and is just like throwing his shield and like just annihilating units with it.
And the Beep Saber comes out.
Yeah,
Groovy
I love
music
the Beep
time.
Saber.
I wrote groovy music time.
Groovy music time. Kai shows back up during this fight to like help Amuro fight off the remaining Zaku's.
And he pushes someone down a cliff.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, at least I could do this.
Yeah, right. Garma is shook. Garma's like, oh god, oh fuck, oh no, my Zegon, my Zaku, beans. Dang it.
Oh no, they're too good. Oh no. Oh no, there's two of them. Oh no, kind of three.
Two of them? Garma just looks and says, two of them. But like, we cut through during this battle to see the woman and the kid, and she's bandaging the two Zeon soldiers and like, giving them aid and stuff.
Yes.
And she's like, well, whoever wins, like you mentioned it before, but she says whoever wins, it'll mean that we'll see more widows like me.
Yeah, I said it too early, but yeah, I just thought it was like a good line. So
it is.
And it's true, and it's like it's very like war is hell, but it's good.
Yeah. And the episode sort of ends with the Zeon soldiers telling the mom and the kid, they're like, yeah, this crater, this is Saint Angus, like, you should go back to the lake with the other refugees. And she just cries. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
This show,
yeah,
it's good and it hurts.
It's yeah, and
it's effective.
Kind of hurts. The third episode kind of hurts in a different way.
I'm starting to think this show isn't about a cool robot.
I'm thinking this show is not about a cool robot. I think this show might be a character drama and also maybe a anti-war show. Maybe.
Yeah, mayhaps a social commentary we are watching.
Maybe slightly.
You want to hit us with that next episode title?
It's called Fly Gundam.
Fly, Gundam.
Yes.
And once again, white base hanging out, flying over a ruined city.
And there's still refugees in there. I didn't really register that only like 9 of them or 10 of them or whatever the fuck landed. There's still like people in.
Yeah, they weren't able to get like everyone on the ship.
Yeah, it was only like the cranky old people that left.
Because Gundam was taking up way too much room. They couldn't bring anyone else.
It's like, whatever. We'll just take the people that were protesting, I guess. Whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah, get them out of their hair for now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Frau is like trying to get Amuro, and he's just like, this is real Amuro sad hours.
This is real sad boy hours. And he's like, I haven't had a decent night's sleep since leaving Side 7. And I was like, this is when I was like, is that why you fell asleep in the core fighter? Because I'm dumb and I didn't think about the G's that knocked him out. I was like, did he just like fly? Like, I literally thought that when I was taking these notes. Because I'm stupid, but whatever.
She tells him to stop biting his nails.
Yeah.
It's like, same dude.
He bites his thumb at her. Like that rude gesture.
Amuro is classically trained.
But yeah, Amuro can't sleep because he has trauma.
Yeah.
And she's like, you want to talk to Sayla about it? She's a medical student. And I'm like, okay, I don't know if a medical student will help him with trauma. I gotta say.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Adults are dead. Time for battle teams.
But and then at this point, Amuro says, "We're all just a decoy for the Federation as they develop newer weapons. It's like we're just here to distract Zeon, so the Federation can like do real behind the scenes work. Like we're just expendable pawns."
Yeah, and Frau's like not sure where he's getting this from, and I wasn't either. I was like, "Is he? What's he? What?" He's just like saying shit, but
yeah,
he's maybe slightly not off. He's not as off as maybe.
I mean, there may be some truth to what he says. Only time will tell. But we finally get a transmission from headquarters. They don't really do much radio because, like, Zeon's probably listening, so they get just, like, a printout of orders telling them to head for the sea. Nobody's happy with this. Everyone's just like, I want to go to Earth. Oh my god, I need to go to GameStop. I need to sell my used games.
I need to go to GameStop.
Have GameStop in space.
I need to get Animal Crossing.
I need to buy Kingdoms of Amalur for the Xbox 360. They don't have that inside 7.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Oh my god, I'll send you an article on it. It's a game that bankrupted the entire state of Rhode Island. It's also a very good game, is the thing. So, let's see. Yeah. We get real Kai shithead hours, because, like, after this, Frau goes to the kitchen to check on everyone's meals.
And he's like,
and Kai
why
is
am
just
I
being
not
a
getting...
dick to the chef.
Yeah, he's like, sorry. He's like, why am I not getting enough portions? Like, Ryu and Amuro. And they're like, because Ryu and Amuro are, like, soldiers now? They're
the ones doing all the fighting?
They're being treated like it, and Kai's like, fuck you. Fuck you, I'm fighting.
You go into gun cannon one time and you get a big head about it.
But the kids steal a tomato. I wrote that.
Yeah, the kids all go in and steal tomatoes, and Kika gives Amuro a cheeky tomato for him to eat for later. We're in the cafeteria now, and like Amuro sees an old guy steal a bit of food from a young kid's plate.
Yeah, and I didn't like to see that, but Amuro like offers up his food, and Frau's like, "No, dude, you gotta eat that."
Mm-hmm.
And Amuro's like, "Then I don't want to eat here."
Yeah, he's like, I mean, it's. I'm thankfully not having a hard time understanding where Amuro's coming from. Like, I'm not like, Amuro's just being whiny and he should suck it up. It's like, no, this kid clearly is like going through serious trauma right now, and like no one can help him. No one's like qualified to help him about it.
Yeah, yeah. I like really felt for him, which I was worried I wouldn't. Like, I was like, oh man, fight later. But Garma continues to talk about his family and looks hella fashionable. That's my next note.
He just looks cool.
He's wearing like a purple and yellow suit.
He's like in his own special like flight suit.
And they notice like so Amuro, because he was in like a bad mood, doesn't want to like fly out in Gundam or anything. So, what was it? Ryu and Hayato are out. They're like, they have core fighters, they're flying around. Yeah, and Char and Garma are like, why are they out? They must have some kind of weakness. That's why they're checking out how our movements are. I was like, how do you know this, Char?
Yeah, like, Char is smart. It's like, Char clearly knows all this stuff, but he just doesn't want to tell Garma because he just is, like, rude.
He's so fucking rude.
He's very rude. But
I'm rude now.
I'm rude now. So they're flying around the core fighters, right? They see a big Zeon ship. I don't remember the name of it. But it's like this like big purple looking thing. It looks like the space pirate ships from Metroid Zero Mission.
Is that Craw or something?
Maybe?
Or Ka.
I know that the small ones they send out are DOPS.
Yes. DOPS.
A lot of fun names Zeon has. I like their naming conventions, or lack thereof. But like basically they notice that like they don't have Gundam out.
Yeah.
And Garma's like personally gonna fly out to like take down the fighters. But like this basically starts a whole other conflict
between.
I think I like skipped around a little bit, but
you like because
this is before they like notice that Gundam's not there. I think
when he flies out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Here's what happened. Yeah. So Garma sees the two core fighters. Garma flies out with his squadron, and like the squadron being mobilized is like, okay, we got to recall the core fighters. We got to get everyone out on the field ready to fight Zeon for like the 20th time today.
And they're like
but they
exhausted
only
as hell, but
yeah, they only are like they start to mobilize gun cannon and gun tank, but they don't have Gundam up because Amuro is just like going through it.
he's like, fuck no, I can't do this right now. And Frau tries to talk to him and is like, hey, if you didn't fight, I would have been dead like so long ago. So go out there and fight. And he's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
So Bright talks to him.
Oh god, my favorite character.
My favorite character calls Amuro, you are no better than an insect.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
I thought you'd be able to surpass Char, but you can't. You're a bug.
Guess that
You're
was
not
wrong,
a man.
loser.
Fuck you. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
I'm your dad now.
I'm your dad now. He kind of is, though.
He kind of is. Is this when he starts like hitting him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just starts like wailing on. Well, not wailing. He's like smacking Amuro a couple times.
Bright's
trying to snap him out.
Yeah,
of it,
trying to snap him out of it.
Like this is when I'm being tested in my love of Bright. I was like, oh, maybe don't hit the boy. Like maybe don't do it this way. You can just use your words. I think you don't need a hit. Don't do a hit.
Don't do it. But I also. I was like, man, I'm much more conflicted about this hitting than him hitting Kai.
Right, yeah, because Kai just needs to like Kai's just like being an unequivocal asshole. This is like Amuro, who's like they like both sides have points in this argument.
Yeah, and I didn't love that he was just like, "You're not a man, fuck you." Everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Amuro, you're not a man," and Frau says it later too, and I'm like, "Shut up."
Right, yeah. So during this argument, we cut over. And this is when Char notices that like they haven't deployed or Garma notices they haven't deployed Gundam yet, and they're like, oh, they must not be able to deploy it right now. So we're just gonna like go ham on White Base because they don't have like their best unit to protect it.
Yeah, and they do. They like all aim for like one side of White Base, and they're like, we got to get Gundam out. You know, Gundam's got to protect White Base. They're like. Gun cannon, gun tank aren't doing enough. We need our best robot, best pilot. But Amuro's still like kind of reluctant. Rightfully so. But
rightfully so.
So Frau's like, wow, I hate people who don't take pride in what they do. So I'm gonna pilot Gundam if you don't do it.
Yeah, she's like, is there an owner's manual there? And Amuro's like, yeah. And she's like, all right, cool. See ya. Bye. I'm going to do this myself.
He's like, fuck no. Hell no, you aren't.
Yeah, this is like the only thing that's able to snap him out of this and like get him to like actually just start fighting.
And he gets in Gundam and he's like, time to try a new tactic. Time to pull this out of my sleeve. And he's shown
Gundam puts on his Air Jordans. He's shown in jumps.
And you might call it, because he uses like some. So he has like thrusters and like good jumping, and he does like aerial combat with like.
It's really cool.
Yeah, with like something that's kind of supposed to be either grounded or in space.
Mm-hmm.
He could just fucking jump high enough to like fuck them up, and it rules. And
it's so sick.
Bright's like, wow, even when he was sulking, he was thinking about how to fight. Damn.
Right, yeah. He put on his Air Jordans. He's gonna start dunking on Zeon. And like
there's no rule against.
He's so funny.
There's no rule against a robot playing basketball.
Ball is life. He's like just jumping up and like point blank rocket launcher firing at like the Zeon airships. It's like not efficient, but it's very funny.
It's very funny and very fun. It's just like kind of a fun battle, honestly. And like he just Fucking gets out his
It's
sword.
cool. Garma goes up against him finally, and like he cuts off part of Garma's wing, and like damages him. He's not like wounded Garma, but like his ship is like not doing so hot. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna lure Amuro back to the Gao so it can just like get completely owned.
The cow, because it's fucking large. No, that's not even a good joke. I was trying to make a comment about how I was having trouble figuring out what the ship's name was.
It's named after the little boy you get in Final Fantasy VI who learns monster abilities in the Velt.
Oh.
But yeah, so Garma is like trying to radio the Gao to like fire on Amuro, but Char had disabled the radio basically, so he wouldn't interfere. He's like, okay, I'm gonna play by your rules. It's very funny. I like Char so much.
I thought the radio also wasn't working on Garma's
it wasn't working, but Char's like, we're not gonna fix this. We're just gonna like let it be all nasty and like the plug was all rotted or like rusted or whatever. But yeah, Char's like, well, we're not gonna fix this because we're not gonna interfere with whatever the hell Garma is doing.
And yeah, he could like see what was happening, but he's like, no, he'll be fine. It's fine.
He'll be fine. They're gonna have a spat.
He deserves it. It's fine.
He deserves it.
Fuck him. If he dies, he dies. Like, that's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
A
very dangerous lover spat.
Yeah. But like, yeah, so Amuro's like, all right, I gotta leave. Like, I forget, someone radios Amuro telling him to like, don't go near that thing. And he's like, okay, bye.
Yeah. And
but then like Garma and Char are like going at it. And Char's like, well, I didn't help you because you just told me to watch. I didn't want to hurt your pride. And Garma's like, you saw, like, you could have fired on him, but you didn't. And Char's like, well, I don't know. Are you experiencing botherations?
I want a picture of, like, the face, the, like, shitty troll face on Char.
Oh, no, with Char's helmet on it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay, I should just post that without context in the Discord.
So...
Oh, no.
I also want... So...
Mm-hmm.
I'm blanking. I wrote another note about this, but it was like, your fighting skills fucking... No, that's about the Federation ship. Oh, so yeah. Amuro was the person who talked to Amuro was like a Federation person.
Oh yeah. Lieutenant Matilda's like, "Hey, go back, Amuro." So,
Char and
Garma make up. They're still in love.
They're still in love.
Their relationship is as strong as ever.
Their relationship is stronger than before. It's bigger than before.
It's bigger.
That's not even what I was trying to say.
It's bigger than before,
but
though.
It's bigger than before. They can now combine their robots into one mega robot. That's not true. That'd be.
You're talking about Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I was talking about Power Rangers actually, but okay.
Oh yeah, which is I guess just also Voltron too,
and Voltron, and a lot of other shows.
A lot of robot shows out there.
A lot of robot shows.
So yeah, like the Lieutenant Matilda of the Federation had radioed Amuro to tell him not to go near the Gao. So he comes back, and the Federation is finally here. Like basically, they're ready to pick up the rest of the refugees. And this lady, Lieutenant Matilda, she's like, okay, General Reville, who's I guess like the Federation leader, perhaps,
or like a leader at least.
Yeah. She's like, all right, he says we're going to take the refugees, but all of you battle teens, stay in White Base, keep on fighting. You're doing great.
Continue to be battle teens. And they're like, okay.
They're not, like, it sucks.
Guess I'll die.
This is like Amuro basically being right about being a decoy for the Federation. It's like, clearly, like, these dumb kids are able to put up a fight against Zeon, so we're just going to have them keep on fighting for as long as they can.
Which, like, they kind of already hinted that he was right before with, like, the whole, like, not giving them HQ help and, like, making them go to the ocean or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess Federation HQ decided maybe we shouldn't risk the civilians. Maybe we should get them even if, like, we're going to risk battle teens. But yeah, there's like a lot of just like old, adults have died. There's only kids and like old people left, so they're gonna have to fight, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is all kids because all the old people were
This is all
cranky and
kids.
left.
Yep. But this episode ends in like a very deranged way, where like Matilda walks by and Amuro like gets a whiff of her perfume or whatever, and like the narrator is like, "This is Amuro's like first scent of a woman" or something like that. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, I like
It sucks.
messaged you and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Oh god, it's just a hint of fragrance. And then like Frau is like jealous about this and like sticks her tongue out at Amuro, and he's like, "Oh, snap out of it." Oh,
It's like, I'm horny. Oh no! Oh no, hormones!
Oh no, I'm 15.
Oh no, I'm going through puberty during war. Ah!
When you're 15, you pilot a Gundam. You're gonna beat Zeon. That's for all you Taylor Swift fans out there.
My friend who listened to the first episode of this had mentioned Taylor Swift 15 when he was listening to it, and I was like, oh well, Max would appreciate that because he's a big T Swift fan.
I'm a Swiftie.
He's a Swiftie. Swift's fine. I'm not like a Swiftie, but she's fine. I like some of the music.
She's neat. Oh, I love all her music. But you cannot get me started on Taylor Swift because I will just go on.
What if you had a Taylor Swift podcast?
I mean, I got Fun Point. I got Brooks City to talk about 1989, so my work here is done.
True.
So those are episodes this week.
That's episodes.
That's episodes. And Morg, I have a special segment for you.
Oh.
Yeah, I found a fun article that we are going to sort of work through.
Oh, I didn't know about this. I thought you were going to ask me about a robot again. Okay.
Yeah, I faked you out. Buckle up, because I just Googled the ideal robot.
Oh.
And I was linked to an article on informationweek.com called My Ideal Robot, 10 Must-Have Features. So basically, this article is...
Are you going to link me the article?
Yeah, I should link the article. I'm not gonna...
I don't know.
I will link it to you in our chat.
Okay.
So basically, first, the sort of byline of this article is: forget lasers, shape-changing, and artificial intelligence. Robots should swim and dispense candy. So this dude, Thomas Claiborne, who's the author of this article, he's just going about telling us what he thinks robots should become in the future.
He knows
and how we can avoid like an iRobot Asimov's law-breaking nightmare. So what I would like to do with tonight, Morg, is sort of compare our beautiful RX-78 Gundam to this man's ideal robot and see if we've hit the mark.
Oh my god.
So, okay. In order to ensure that there's no potential machine uprising scenario, my robot will be designed as follows. Number 1, it will be stupid. My robot will not be self-aware, devious, or conscious. It will be a drone. So,
So I don't know enough about like future Gundam, but I'm comparing Gundam to like something else like Evangelion, and Gundam definitely seems less intelligent. I mean, part of it is because well, there's spoilers, but there's like a person in there, so
yeah, if a spoilers, that's his mom.
Yeah, it is.
But here's the thing: Gundam has that AI computer where it can learn from combat.
Yeah,
but without anyone to pilot it, it's just a hunk of metal.
Yeah, and
it doesn't. It follows orders perfectly. It doesn't fight back. So I think this meets this guy's criteria.
I think you're right. At least what he means by stupid.
Right.
Even if it's a learning computer, it's still like kind of
Right.
It's not like it's not like an iRobot, an AI kind of thing.
Yeah. So moving on to point 2, it will be ugly.
Nope.
Male science fiction writers frequently propose robots in the form of attractive women. That's a wild sentence right there.
I mean, he's kind of right. At least old style.
Right, yeah.
They like to name... I mean, there's a reason they name, like, ships and shit after women, too.
Right.
But
if you say that Gundam is ugly, I will annihilate
that's
you.
why I said nope immediately.
Yep, nope, it is not ugly. Like, it's not. It's beautiful. It's sleek and timeless.
I was like, no, it's very well crafted and very, like, interesting. Like, I mean, I don't even think the Zaku are ugly, but I think they're more ugly than...
Right, but yeah, it's a high bar. Not ugly, though.
Yeah,
Sorry, Thomas.
Oops.
All right, number 3, it will be light and rubbery. My robot will not be designed for heavy lifting. It will be light so it doesn't injure people when it collides with passersby.
Nope.
Sorry, Thomas, but this robot is very, very heavy and very, very hard.
And very, very much made for injuring people when it collides with them.
Yeah, not the safest robot, but it gets the job done. Maybe we can win Thomas over later on in the article.
It's probably safe inside, though.
That's why they are bolting it down inside Luna 2. Because they're like, we got to keep it away from Thomas Claiborne, who will be mad if the robot's not soft.
This robot must be soft. It must curl up to me and purr. Thomas, just get a cat, buddy.
Thomas. I think we have the thing for you.
No, but a cat's not ugly. So, oops.
Yes, no.
So, another thing he says in that thing is like, given the way that people walk around staring at their phones, count on this happening sooner rather than later.
People be on their damn cell phones.
Hey, Thomas, I'm reading this on my cell phone.
Yeah, get owned, Thomas. When was this article written? In 2014.
All right.
We're 6 years out. Man, whatever. I hope you're doing well, Thomas. So point number 4, it will be energy efficient. Because it's light, it won't require a significant amount of energy to move around. Yeah. We have never once talked about, like, what they need to fuel the Gundam. Like, with Ava, there's the whole thing it needs to be plugged in while it's fighting. But Gundam is like, just doesn't... They never even talk about what Gundam fuel is.
They do run out of energy for, like, their guns, though. So they're not
right. They run out of energy for the guns, but, like, the actual robot can still just, like, move and fight forever, I guess.
Yeah.
It's probably Minovsky particles. So it's... Thomas, I'm happy to tell you, it's so energy efficient that we don't even need to worry about refueling it at all.
It will fly. Number 5.
Point number 5, it will fly. Because it's light energy efficient, it should be possible to design a robot so it can fly. Kinda.
It jumps. It jumps real good.
It does like the original Superman of leaping tall buildings in a single bound.
There you go.
It can sort of fly.
It's Superman.
It can fly in space.
Yeah. It's weird how, like, I mean, I guess a rocket also doesn't fly in the atmosphere.
It's propelled.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, Gundams later on will just be able to fly. Half of them... There's a Gundam that has literal angel wings, so, like...
Yeah, that'd be fucking wild if it didn't.
They can fly. So yeah, we'll give this half a point, let's say.
I read the next one.
Oh yeah, no, read the next one for me, please.
Okay. It will have suction cups and tendrils. It will need
Thomas, what the hell?
It will need suction cups to remain anchored in the wind, and it will need flexible tendrils to push buttons and pick things up. I mean,
Thomas, it has fingers and hands.
Yeah, I mean, what, do you have tentacles too? Like, you could press buttons and shit and hold on to shit. It's called hands, buddy.
Thomas, are you a Lego man?
It's called hands, buddy. Like, guess what?
Are you Thomas, are you Edward 40 Hands?
So, yeah, the Gundam can grab things and hold on to things and be anchored. But it doesn't have tentacles, so half a point, maybe.
Half a point? Yeah, I guess. I don't
He's
like
just fucking horny for this robot.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, number 7. It will dispense candy. My airborne octopus drone may alarm some people. It can set them at ease by handing out sweets. I will... Okay. you could fill the cockpit with candy.
Yeah.
And then do what like we see the Xeon soldiers do in episode 1, where they like sort of they walk out onto the hand of their robot. So I think this is also worth half a point, because if you can be the middleman, you can have candy in the cockpit and then like have the robot grab the candy from the cockpit and hand them out to everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it counts.
Throw some candy around. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, like, dispense candy just made me think it like squirts out candy instead of handing them out.
Like a candy gun. Well, even
That's
so,
not
we can
even what I
modify the
meant,
rocket
but,
launcher.
like, for Gundam, yes, it would be a candy gun, but he's talking about a fucking octopus.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell this guy's
So
on.
I was like, not good.
I think half a point, just because we're still trying to please Thomas.
Sure.
What's next?
It will swim. 8.
Gundam can swim.
Yeah.
They mention
I didn't see it swim, but I believe you.
They tell Amuro before Amuro runs off for the refugees. They tell Amuro to hide in the lake.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, it can swim. I mean, maybe it can't like. Well, here's the thing: water is more like you get buoyancy in water. So even if it can't swim, it has those thrusters that can probably propel it through the water in a way that is similar to swimming.
Yeah. So
I think this counts.
I think so too.
All right. Next up, point number 9. It will be amusing.
Yep.
My not very bright robot won't be good for complex tasks. It will sweep the floor like a Roomba, probably missing the same corner spots. Yada yada yada. Yeah, this robot is very amusing. It's very cool. I look at it and say, "Wow, cool robot." It has a sword. It brings me joy.
Yeah. Why don't we give the octopus robot a sword, or 8 of them?
Yeah, 8 of them. Eight beam swords. Why not? What could possibly go wrong? I think Gundam's amusing. You can use it for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, sure. You could like juggle in it and shit.
Oh, I bet it could juggle real good.
Yeah.
I say we pass this criterion.
Yeah.
And what is our final point, Morg?
It will be loud and bright. I think it passes that with flying colors.
Flying colors. It is white with red, blue, and yellow accents. Like, you look at this and you have to put sunglasses on.
They literally have a plot point in one episode where it's too shiny and it fucking reveals where it is.
Yeah.
That's literally plot point. And also it's loud because it's a fucking war robot, so it's gonna make explosions and shit. I'm shocked they didn't notice the robot in enemy territory beforehand. How did they miss this fucking giant ass white ass robot? They just missed it.
Right. So if I've done my math right, we are at 6.5 points out of 10.
That's passing.
That's passable. Yeah. So I think the takeaway here, Thomas, is that maybe you want a nasty floating octopus, but why not a Gundam?
What if we give you a Gundam instead? Actually, I'd be a little nervous about giving Thomas a Gundam.
Right. Especially someone writing for like a tech magazine, I don't think that they deserve to have a robot that can kill.
Yeah, but like they're more likely to get one, which sucks.
Yeah,
Don't like
societal pressure. That's not the word I'm thinking of.
I just constantly keep thinking about like if Elon Musk gets a robot, we're gonna fucking die. All the time.
Well, on that note.
So fun stuff. I'm sorry. What if he named his child Gundam instead? There you go.
Okay.
I made it.
We got there. So one last question for you, Morg. What is your robot of the week?
My robot of the week is the Thundersaurus Megazord from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. It is the main Megazord, and it unlike other Megazords that like get upgrades, it kind of just gets like its arms replaced when it gets different things. Dino Thunder was the first Power Rangers I saw all the way through, so I figured I would start with that one.
Pretty
or
sick.
I guess, yeah. There you go.
I like the arm that's just like a Triceratops head. It's like Omnimon. It just has 2 heads for hands.
Yeah, it sure does. It has like a tail for one hand and a head for another. Good
Yeah,
design.
that's a pay.
Peak
I'm
design.
gonna give this a certified wow cool robot rating.
Hell yeah. Dinosaurs, robots, what could go wrong?
God, but 2 of my favorite things.
Now you just need like an insect fucking Power Rangers.
Oh God, yes. Well, I mean that's just Kamen Rider.
Oh damn.
We got there. We did it. We've created media.
Damn.
Hey, speaking of creating media, Morg, where can we find you on the internet?
Hey, you can find me at Haunting the Morgue. That's Haunting the MORG on Twitter. There you will see my pinned tweet, where I also have Sonic Shuffle pinned there, my other podcast, where is a random and holistic look at the Sonic lore, and I'm pretty much just being told about this fucking weird lore for this fucking hedgehog. And it's weird. Good stuff.
Ow, the edge. Son the hedge.
Damn. You know it.
And I am on Twitter and Tumblr. I'm not really on Tumblr that much anymore, but I'm on Twitter and most everywhere else at Maxi Bajillion. And you can find my other podcast, Pod of Greed, which is a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, at Twitter. That is twitter.com/podofgreedcast or podofgreed.tumblr.com. And we would like to also thank our friends and maybe when this episode goes up, network, Noisepace.xyz, made by our good friend Matt. Go to that website to check out a ton of other great podcasts by our friends. It's a good time. 2020, year of the podcast.
Year of the fucking podcast, baby. Started both my podcasts. Gonna fucking keep going.
It's like at this point we are all liches and podcasts are our phylactery.
So
I stumbled over that last sentence, but we got there.
So please listen to this in order to make Max and I live forever.
Yeah, raise your hands like Goku, lend me your energy. And finally, as we close out this long night of recording, as we always say,
war is bad.
Wow, cool robot.